challenge in life, we can do a few things in response. Sometimes we can brush a challenge off and say it's unattainable, or say it's not important. It's not something that I need to worry about right now. I'm not gonna make myself consider that challenge really, or decide that it's just not a priority. And sometimes that's a wise decision, and I think sometimes it's a cop-out. Sometimes we need to let ourselves be pushed by challenges and take them head on. And so, for one example, my boy Jin Lee deadlifted 330 for 9 reps, and I was embarrassed because I got 365 for a triple the other day, and I feel like 330 for 9 is a lot harder. It's a lot more difficult. So today I walked into the gym. It's just a weird day, honestly. But I was encouraged because I was reading an article by Matt Gary over at SSPT talking about how much of an encouragement it is to do well, to hit your numbers on an off day. Because if you can hit your numbers on an off day, then that's an accomplishment in and of itself, because it's not always easy. If your mentality isn't there, if the mental strength isn't there, if you're feeling a little bit off physically, but to still hit your numbers, you've proven to yourself that you can push past that. And so I saw Jin's deadlifts, and I allowed myself to be pushed by them. I was like, you know what? I want to do that. And so I put 330 on the bar, and my aim was to edge out, to take on the challenge. And so you'll see that right now. For these, I don't think I've ever done, I never do rep PRs. It's very rare that I do rep PRs. And these, you'll see, it was definitely, I look like I've never done rep PRs. And so if you, I don't know if you can see there, but my feet are much closer. I feel, for some reason, much more comfortable with that stance. And with these deadlifts, after the third deadlift, I already felt kind of gassed. Like, whoa, how did Jin do 9 of these? And so it was a good challenge to try to maintain my form. You can see I do get a little bit of rounding, but with any rep PR, I feel like the form's it's gonna suffer a little bit. I think that I did a fairly good job of staying fairly consistent, and I didn't beast it out like Jin did. I took more rest in between the reps, and so I don't think that I outdid Jin by any means, but I just wanted to take on the challenge, and this was a big accomplishment for me. It was a big rep PR. I never touched this weight for more than 1 rep, actually, now that I think about it, or 3 reps maybe. But this felt good. It felt really good. That's a lie. I didn't feel good at all. I mean, my form felt pretty good, but it was hard. It was rough. It was very difficult for me. And so I think it was a good thing for me to do, to prove to myself that I could do it. Because after a few reps, I honestly felt like I was done. I shouldn't do any more. But Garrett was holding the camera. I had Jin's video in my mind from the night before, doing 9 reps with that weight. And so I said, nope, I can't back down. I got to do this. And so allowing myself to be pushed by that and take on that challenge and want it for myself is what led me to hitting it today. And so I think that's just a good example for myself to know, hey, when there's a challenge, there's some challenges we just need to take head on. You know, we shouldn't ignore these things that seem out of reach. Some things legitimately don't belong. They're not that important to us, but some things like this, you know, we should just take the challenge head on, and I'm glad that I did. It was rough. Is that my 10th rep? No, I think it's my 9th rep. It's funny because I focus more on my form, so some of the reps were faster than the ones in the beginning. And so it just goes to show we're more capable than we think we are generally. I can't really trust the way you're feeling to an extent when you're lifting weights sometimes. So that last one was pretty ugly. Ooh, look at that hitch. But got it. And that was that. So Jin, thanks for pushing me. I appreciate it. I definitely want to be pushed. I want to grow. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. Hope you're having a good week, and I will see you next time. Stay hungry. Stay hungry. And I'm out the Lions Den.